what's up, gang? This is Hardy from Recon Chaps. Hope you're having a great day. It is an absolutely gorgeous day here in New Jersey. It's 77 degrees in October of all times. A little surprised by that, but I know you didn't come here for the weather report. I wanted to tell you what's in store for today. I've got the wonderful opportunity to stand here next to a statue called the Ultimate Weapon. It represents the Army infantryman. And as I sit here and I look at this beautiful statue, I pass by it every single day going to work. And I can't help but think about my calling into the ministry of military chaplaincy. My wife and I used to go to the local mall near where I was pastoring at. And I remember sitting there on a Friday around lunchtime, seeing all these young soldiers come in. And I asked my wife, and I even asked God, I said, who do these young men and ladies have standing in the gap, letting them know that in the midst of chaos, that God still loves them? So it gave me an opportunity over the next year or so to continue through saturation of prayer, through consulting and getting great advice and wisdom from other people who have walked this path before me, that there was an opportunity to stand in the gap for our young people and people from all ages. But that being said, how does one become the ultimate weapon? How does one develop a toolbox of resources to become resilient, to be able to have the fortitude to charge in a battle, whether they're at sea or they're on land or even in the sky? What gives somebody that type of personal resiliency? For me, I believe there's 5 aspects. You've heard me talk about some of these before. There's physical health, mental, emotional, social, and yes, spiritual health. Well, today I just want to talk about the spiritual health. I think it's one of the ones that's most often missed. When I was with the Marine Corps and serving with them, we'd always talk about composition of the human constitution, such as body, mind, and spirit. We're great in the military instructing our young people to be able to go out there, hit the gym, run, eat well, sleep well, do all the things that we can to build increased resiliency when it comes to physical. That's the easy thing. We can see that and do that easily. But then we also talk about the mind, and we start to think about the things that we put into our mind, the music we listen to, the books that we read, the people that we associate with. But I want to talk to you about the third one. It's a little bit more elusive. This is getting to the heart of the why. What keeps a battle-hardened warrior getting up every single morning into the grind? Sometimes it's something as silly and mundane as administrative work. Sometimes it's something as passionate about going out at the tip of the spear on deployment, having to go through the hardships of leaving your family, and being able to answer the call of the country and the Constitution to defend freedom and project power. Well, we've got the opportunity to increase our spiritual resiliency by going back and asking why. What is the purpose in us existing? For me, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian chaplain, even more specifically. For me, it's going back to the basics of why I exist. Who is the author and the finisher of my faith? How is it that I am comprised as a body, mind, and spirit? But to be able to take that and exercise it through my faith in God, my faith in community as reflecting the image of God, that I'm created for community, to be able to do that. And that's been difficult, of course, for many people during COVID, to be able to go back to my Holy Scriptures and immerse myself into it, to actually know what I believe and why I believe it, to be able to take my background and project that with conviction that this is greater than just simply being an accident and going through the mundane things of life. So I want to challenge you this weekend, as you come up on this weekend, to think about, how has God created me? For what purpose has God created me? Have I even considered much about what God is doing and how I fit into that economy? So if you want to find out more, continue following us on Recon Chaps, on Facebook, on Instagram, and yes, on YouTube. And I'd love to have some of those conversations with you. You can direct message me. You can hit me up on Messenger. Happy to answer any questions for you, get more specifically, talk to you about my faith and what keeps me going and why I love to stand in the gap for these young people. Until next time, fair winds and following seas.